Okay, so we're going to talk today about adding some mixed numbers. Our I can statement is I can use my steps to add mixed numbers. We literally are doing the exact same steps as we have done all week, last week, and so far this week. So we're going to start with this question here. Jackie used 1.5 cups of whole wheat flour and the 1 2/3 cup of buckwheat flour for a recipe. How much flour did he use all together? So of course when we see the word all together means that we're talking about we're going to add some things. We want to put the numbers together. So we're going to have a problem with our 1.5 and our 1 2/3. So we can go ahead and write our problem down. 1.5 plus 1 2/3 and our equal. And then I kind of simplified the steps for us so that you guys could just have a quick reference. You should have this in your notebook, not just a piece of paper. The first step is to check the denominator. And so we're going to go up here and we're going to look at the denominator. We have a 2 and we have a 3. So if it's not the same, then we have to go to step 2, which means we need to find a lowest common multiple. So we're going to go ahead and put the denominators in our chart so that we can find our LCM. Times 1, times 2, times 3, times 4. Okay, and you're going to go ahead and go through all of these. You should already have this on your paper. Remember that you can stop and write things down, but you shouldn't stop and take the entire time to write stuff down. If you need to, go ahead and grab your multiplication strips so that you can have those there. You can compare using that instead of doing your lowest common multiple table. Totally up to you. So we have our lowest common multiple table done, but we have to find our LCM. So here we have 6 and 6. So our lowest common multiple for this one is going to be 6. So we're going to continue on to our next step is we need to get some equivalent fractions. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to say, okay, well I have 1.5 and I need to get that bottom number to 6. That's my lowest common multiple. Well, that 1 that's in front is not going to change. But how am I going to go from 2 to 6 as on my denominator? I'm going to times it by 3. I also have to do this on top. I've noticed a lot of people are forgetting to do that step on top. And so my equivalent fraction there is 1 3/6. Well, then I need to go ahead and do my 1 2/3. I know that I have to get 6 on the bottom. That mixed number, the big whole number, does not change. It stays out in front. What can I times this 3 by to get 6? What I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. Lots of people are forgetting that part. And then I multiply it up here. So I'm going to go ahead, since I have my equivalent fractions here, I'm going to go to step 4. Add, don't forget the mixed number. And then our last step, we're going to reduce or simplify. So I'm going to do the adding and the reducing on the next screen. Here we go. We have our equivalent fractions. We're going to go ahead and add, just like we've been practicing so far last week and this week. Our denominators do not change. The number of pieces that it's cut into to make a whole does not change. And we simply take this whole number that's in front and add it together. Oh, oops. I said it and then I wrote a 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Those are my whole numbers. That means I have 2 wholes. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my top number, which is 7, and my bottom number does not change. Okay, so that's step 4. Now I have to simplify. You'll notice that my top number is bigger than my bottom number. So I already have 2 whole things. Well, to get another whole, I need 6 items, and I have 7. So I'm going to say, okay, if I take 6 of those items out of 7 and add it to my whole here, I will have one more whole cup of flour. I'm still going to have 6 on the bottom, but if I went over here and I said, oh, I'm going to take 6 of those out and put them over here, make them a whole pizza, then how many are left? If I took 6 of them out of 7, 6 of those pizza pieces, I'm going to have 1 left. Here's what it looks like. So I know for sure I have 2 whole items. Then I have another one. Well, it says that I have 7. I have to cut this thing into 6 pieces. We'll pretend those are all even. Just pretend with me for a second. It says that I have 7 pieces. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 pieces there. It says that I have 7. So that means I have to go ahead and I have some extra hanging out over here. Still cut into 6 pieces, but I only have 1 of them. So this is what this fraction, or this is what this mixed number right here represents. 2 whole items plus then 6 full and 1 extra. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. That's the 7. So if I take those 6, put them all together, that makes an additional whole, and I have 1 little piece hanging out over here. Same thing. They mean the same thing. Okay, let's do it again with this one. We'll run through our steps. We have step 1 is to check our denominator. Boom, boom. They're already at 8, so we don't need to do anything. We're going to skip the lowest common multiple because we already have the same denominator. We don't need to come up with equivalent fractions because we have the same denominator. And we're going to go ahead and add. We're going to add our mixed numbers first. 1 plus 1 is 2. Our denominator does not change. And then on top, we have 9. 7 plus 2 is 9. So then my last step is I need to reduce. Well, looking at my number, I need 8 pieces to make a whole, and I have 9. So out of this 9, I'm going to take 8 of those pieces, put them all together, and make a whole pizza, and throw that whole pizza over here into this section. So now instead of just having 2 holes, now I have 3 holes. I still cut into 8 pieces. I took 8 of those pieces away from 9, so I'm left with 1 piece over here. Looks the same as the one in the past. So I have 2 whole pizzas. They're already put together. They never got chopped up. This pizza got chopped into 8 pieces. This pizza also got chopped into 8 pieces. So I have 9 of those 8 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, I should have had 8 pieces there. Hold on. Something's wrong. Oh, I didn't color this one. There's 8 pieces in that one, and then 9 pieces here. So I put those 8 pieces together and made another whole number, and I'm left with 1 singular piece out here. All right, so you need a clue for your number. I haven't had anyone that has guessed the number completely correct. I got some people that are getting close, though. Remember all those clues that I've given you. Your 6th clue today is going to be, there is a 4 in the ones place value. So with all the clues that I've given you, you should be able to take a pretty good guess if you look back on what you've guessed in the past and thought about all of our clues. I'm really hoping that somebody gets the number really soon. Go ahead and go into your class kit. Get started with that, and I'll see you at the table. Happy mathing!